Hey, this is Tim from Internology, and I'm with Dan Hannon, the dev lead on a research project that we call Recess here at Internology. And Dan and his boys have built Craps, the gambling game from Las Vegas and other gambling places in the world. Dan, hello, welcome. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, Tim.
Can you run us through the functionality of this application and then tell us a little bit about what's under the hood?
All right, sounds good. So yeah, we chose to spend some time writing a craps game. As you can see, we've got the craps table here. It's half of a real table. In real Vegas, it would be another half duplicated here. And we're using chips that are, for now, taped together. You could glue them or tape them. And then on the bottom, they've got the byte tags, object recognition tags that the Surface table can see. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, or do you care?
Trying.
Okay. So it's a series of dots that tell the Surface, the cameras recognize those dots and they can tell what a number is. This is 31 versus 33. So anyways, we can use those IDs to know whose chips are where on the table. So this is a pretty standard Surface app. We're using WPF for the layout and UI. There's an image as the main table underneath that one of our coworkers, Kevin Kennedy, threw together, complete with wood grain, details on the sides and the recessed little channel for your chips to sit in on the edge. So pretty good job. So I'm going to start playing by sort of trying to put a bet down with these chips, and you see how it I can't bet until I sort of sign into one of these highlighted areas. So I'm going to sign into this location, up to 4 players at once. Try to make a social party game here so other people can play. I'm going to pretend like somebody else is across the table from me and he's the black chips and I'm the white chips. So before we roll, obviously you want to lay down some bets. So you just lay down bets by using the the object tag on the bottom of the chips, and you place your bet by hitting putting your chips down in the area that you want to bet. So I'm gonna bet $25 on pass line, 25 on the 5 point, and a couple of these hard way bets. So when everybody bets, this guy over here could bet on his side and pass. Notice how the location of the chips for a certain player will go to the location that's closest to them on the table. So over here, just like in normal craps in real life, the dealer guys will move your chips closest to a position that you're sitting at so that they can keep track of who's who. And then we turn the numbers upside down so that the denomination on the chips can face the person playing. Anyway, so we got some bets down, and now I roll the dice over here by just using my finger. So we flick, and we're using the manipulation processor in the Surface SDK to detect the flick, and based on the strength of the flick will dictate kind of how fast the dice will roll. And we did full 3D dice. It was kind of a fun way to learn 3D. It's pretty easy. The easiest object to kind of learn with in 3D is probably a cube. So it's 6 faces and it's got minimal colors and stuff. So it's pretty cool. So I just rolled a 9, it looks like. So my point got established, and then so I got the pass line. I can lay down some bets. I didn't lose any money yet. I can play the field. One of the cool things about that we played with for manipulation of these things is you can change your bet. It's currently $25, but if I put it down, you can see that there's some arrows that are showing me that I can sort of ratchet up my bet or down my bet. Got a little bug there where we lose the bet. So I can ratchet my bet up. There's a number underneath there, so I just changed it to 200. I keep losing my bet, so I'll do it on the pass line. $100, so I just increased my bet from 50 to 100 by putting the chips down and ratcheting twisting the chips. So we just kind of keep going. This guy, the guy with the black chips, throws down some bets. He'll play the field too, and I'll play the field. Our chips are kind of going in the right location. If I try to bet the same location again, it's kind of attracting me to show me, hey, hey, white chip guy, you got a bet down already, so go change your bet over there. So we just kind of keep cruising. Let's see what happens with this roll. There's an 8, so nothing happens. Oops, except for the field. So you saw those chips we just lost that bet, so all those chips flew off and we lost that money out of our bankroll here at the bottom. So we'll roll a few more times and see what happens. There's a 10, nothing happens, you can lay down, let's make it interesting. We call this bet the farm. You just kind of lay down your bet on every possible thing. And there's an 11, so we just made, $300 here, but we lost some other chips, so it just kind of keeps cruising. Let's see if we can either win or, okay, there's a 9, so I won the point, so I got $60 here. I won on my pass line. I got $50 on the field. So also you can remove your bets by just flicking. Another gesture that we look for using the WPF gestures. We just hook up for an event for the manipulation processor, and we see if you flick, then it just returns the chip back down to our tray. And then one other cool thing we did was a lot of people that would come in and kind of check it out and wouldn't be super familiar with craps. They would wonder, like, what's the field or what's the pass line? So we came up with this idea called, instead of online help, it's on-table help. So all these question marks that are by a certain area, you can press the question mark, and it brings up what's called a scatter view item in WPF lingo. And so multiple of these can be up at once, and this is a classic demo of Surface. You bring up a bunch of these, and people can be looking at them while playing. Bets are laying down, but somebody can be reading about a certain area. Don't pass line is this or that. It's been paid out at this, amount. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 5 to 6, and you scroll through and look at it. You can close it down. We also do just a little subtle thing, but we check the orientation of the way you touch that question mark, so that the information comes up relatively angled towards the person that's asking for it. So if I pretend like I'm the guy over here, it's facing him to read it, it doesn't always come up towards me. So you can kind of say, hey buddy, read the pass line information if you don't know. So there's a bunch of them over here. Got a little bug here where it's off screen, you can't find it, but so that is semi 3D dice surface craps for mineralogy.
Hey Dan, how did you do the payout of the bets and the rules behind this?
Yes, so there's a rules engine we built, a non-visual object model project that fits into the solution. That's the rules engine, and it's kind of like any other provider type interface-based rules engine where you can call into n number of rules objects and say, the last roll was this, the point that's established is that, X, and the last number that was rolled was Y. Process the roll result. And basically every rule object that we have knows how to handle the logic for that particular one. So if you look at like the don't pass line, the logic follows kind of the conceptual payout. If it's a 4 or 10, it'll pay out 1 to 2. If it's a 5 or 9, it'll pay out 2 to 3. If it's a 7, it's a crap out and you'll lose your money. So each of these objects report, given the input on the method call, they calculate the answer. Basically, you either won money, you lost money, or nothing happened, and they return that as the result. So the engine that's asking each one of them will be told, okay, take those chips away, add 50 to those chips, like that. So the engine that's running the whole thing literally loops through all the bettable zones after each roll. So when I roll that 8, it just quickly went through every zone and said process rules, process rules, process rules. So every zone, basically, the rule for that zone votes and says, lose, win, nothing, pay that guy, don't pay that guy. So
Awesome.
That's it.
Perfect. Thank you.